Yeah, welcome back to my class again today. We are still looking at arguments that are supplied to functions. So what we want to look at today is positional argument and keyword argument. So how does an argument supply to function in a positional way? So let's just practically look at it. Now we are still going to use the function that we used in our last class, which is what? We are going to define emp employee info. Okay, so in this function, this is the function name, and this is the defined keyword, and this is the function name. So in this one now, I'm just going to put the same name, right? And then here I am going to put age. So I'm not going to make it default this time around. So I'll put this here, and then I will say print name, and then we'll supply name to it. Then we'll cover this. So I'll call the print function again. I will say print age. This is a string literal I'm supplying. Then I'll call the age again. All right, so this is my return. This is my exit. Exit to my function. So I'm exiting this function from here. Now, this is my function that I've declared, right? I've defined this function. Now, I want to call the function. So I will just say emp employee info. Now, I'm going to supply a name to it, which is a theta. So I'm supplying a theta to it. Then here I'm going to supply, okay, 40 to it. Now, looking at this, right? This is positional. Okay, let me call the function again. And then here I am going to put 40 here, and then I'm going to put a theta here. Now, if you look at this, I'm calling this function 2 times, the first time and then the second time. So when I call the function here, it will come here, right? I'm calling the function. So this theta will be supplied to name, and then 40 will be supplied to age. So this one will come in, print name, it will print a theta, and then print age, it will now print 40. But for this one, when I call the function here again, what will it do? This 40 will be supplied to this name, and this theta will be supplied to age. So this one will print name, a theta age will print 40. While this one will print name 40, age. It will print the theta. That is what the output will be. So this is what you call positional argument. Now, this argument is going to take it based on the way it is positioned. This name will be assigned to this will be assigned to this. That is what positional argument is. So I'm going to demonstrate it on the pie chart for you to see. Now, and you can see that even this name is still going to print. It's not going to give you an error. Now, the keyword argument is if I am specifically saying that this should be assigned to this. Look, in this place now, for a keyword argument, I am now going to come here and do this. So for a keyword argument, I can change the position by putting, I'll say age 40, name. I'll now put a theta here. Right? So this is it. Now, looking at this, I'm assigning, even though I'm putting this age here, but I'm assigning the age to this and then name to this. So here, the system will know that this age is going to go to age and name is going to go to name. So this is keyword argument. Why this one was positional argument, the way it is written is the way I'm going to assign it. Why this one that is having the assignment operator 40, assign 40 to age and assign a theta to name. Now, when it comes here, that is what it's going to do. So it will take this 40 to this age, and then this is a theta to this. So we'll go into our pie chart and practically see how this is being demonstrated on the pie chart. If you have not liked this video, please do not forget to click on the like button. And if you have not followed my page, do not forget to follow me. If you have not subscribed to my channel, do not forget to subscribe. So let's go to the PyCharm and practically see how this works. Let's see what we did in terms of the positional and the keyword argument that was applied to the function. So I'm going to define my function again, dev, which we did the emp info, and the first parameter is name. Second one is age. So this time around, I'm not going to use a default value. So I'll say print, then I'll supply my string literal. I can use single quote, name, colon, and then I'll have this as name, then print age, comma, and I'll supply the age to it. Then I return the function. So now I want to call my function. So first, let me call it by using the positional argument, and then we'll now use the keyword argument. So emp info, I'll supply the first one as John, and then 40 for the age. Then I'll call it again, emp info. If I say this 40 and then John, right? If I execute this, it's going to print name John. For the first one, name John, and age 40. The second one is going to print name 40 John, um, age John. So let's execute and see what the output will be. See? So the first one now, which is this one that I called, you can see name is John and age is 40. Now the second one, you can see employee info is giving 40 to name and John to age, because this is positional. It's giving the argument exactly the way it is. The first one will go to the first argument. The second one will go to the second argument. So this is positional. Now, if I want to use keyword argument, I can come here, right? And I will say this employee info. So here I will say age, assign this to it. Then I'll come here and say name, assign name to it. Now it's going to give me name John and then age 40. So I can, let's change this one to 30 so that you will see. Now when I execute this, see, name John age 30, name John age 40. Even though I'm putting the age first before the name, but because I have assigned this 40 to age and I've assigned the John to name, is going to now replace them. It's going to take this 40 and give it to age. And it's going to take this John and give it to this name. So this is keyword argument with this assignment operator. That is just the difference. So even if you arrange the argument in different order, but provided you have assigned the value to the argument itself, the Python will automatically, the interpreter will do that work of giving the accurate argument that you have supplied to the declared argument at the time you are defining the function. So this is exactly what I want to show you. Then another thing I want to tell you, which I didn't show you in the class, is the way this argument can be supplied. You can supply it both the positional argument and the keyword argument at the same time too when you are calling the function. But the arrangement must be that the first one will have to be the positional argument before the keyword argument. So in this case now, if I change this place, if I change this one like this, it's going to throw me an error. You can see it's going to throw me an error. But if I bring this here, and then I come here, I say H, assign 40 to it. It will go, right? It's still going to run. So in this, my argument now, the first one is positional argument, and then the second one is what? Um, Keyword argument. Now, if I also do this, if I change this one, if I do this, and then I do this name, it's going to throw me an error. Why? Because I'm trying to put the keyword argument first before the positional argument. It's not going to accept it. So if I try to run this one, already it's giving me this, so it's going to throw me an error. See, there's an error because of this. But if I do this and I put this one, H, there will be no error. See, it allows you to go. So I can use both positional argument and the keyword argument in one column, but the positional argument must come first before the keyword argument. That is what this is telling me. Now, something else again that I want to do, I can use the positional argument only or the keyword argument only. In that case here, if I come here, if I want to use the positional argument only for name, all I simply need to do is come here now and add this and then this. So what this is saying is that any variable before this front slash, right, is what? The positional argument. I cannot use a keyword argument for it when I'm supplying. So in this case now, if I try to do this, if I come here and then I do this, I say name, assign Michael. The system will throw me an error. Why? Because at this point now, I have said that name must always be positional argument. I can never use a keyword argument for it. So this last part here is going to throw me an error. So you see, it printed out the first one, which is what? John, and it printed out what? H for this first one, this first call. Now, this second call is what is giving me an error. And what is that? Got some positional only argument passed as keyword argument. So it's telling me that at this point, I have the name as positional argument, but I'm passing it as a keyword argument. It's not going to accept it. So that is wrong. So that brings me to the end of this class. And if you like this video, please do not forget to click on the like button. Follow me on my Facebook page and also subscribe to my channel on YouTube. So see you in my next class. Bye-bye.